So we just filmed today's episode, and it's with my friend Dani Rose, who is a country artist based in Nashville. She just released a song called Heartbeat, and she's just a great singer-songwriter, and I think inspiring artist and businesswoman and person. She's originally from Virginia, which I learned today. She's lived all over the place and made a lot happen for herself that I talk about a lot in the podcast. I just think it's really inspiring. She's had songs in Yellowstone and Landman and just played Bridgestone Arena last night. So she's definitely someone that I think a lot of people can learn from. She just goes to show you that you don't have to wait around for anyone to make something happen. I am still figuring out my camera angles and lighting in the new office here. I'm a little out of focus. I keep giving my guests like the good lighting because I want them to look good, but my camera's a little messed up still. So we're going to figure that out. It's going to be a journey.
In my 30s.
Welcome to the In My 30s podcast. Today we have a good friend of mine on named Dani Rose, who is an independent country artist, singer-songwriter. She's had songs in Yellowstone. She's had viral TikTok hits with over 1 billion views. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And she's here today to share some trade secrets and inspire us all. So welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I want to obviously talk about everything you have going on. I feel like every time I go to social media, you're flying somewhere or performing somewhere, and it's so impressive, and I am such an admirer of yours.
I'm an admirer of yours.
Thank you. But I really mean that. I mean, you're not somebody who waits around hoping something's going to happen. You make stuff happen, and it's so cool. And so I'm so excited to talk to you because I just feel like you can inspire a lot of people who maybe they haven't even started their artistry yet, or maybe they're in the thick of it and they feel stuck or something. I just feel like to me, it just seems like you don't get stuck. You keep moving, and I'm sure it feels different for you, but I just really admire, you just keep it moving, and it's so great. So anyway.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So I thought we'd start with where you're from and what got you into country music, the music bug in general, and then go from there.
Okay. Well, we'll take it back to where I'm from, Virginia. Yeah. And just being in, I would say being really, growing up. So my dad listened to a lot of different stuff, and he plays piano and guitar, but mainly piano. And he always had on Allman Brothers that I really gravitated towards, and that's very much Southern rock. Mm-hmm. But he also played a lot of Stevie Wonder, and he played Heart, and he played Beatles, and so it was just a whole different kind of smorgasbord of music that I was exposed to as a kid. Mm-hmm. But I really, really held on to. I would say the most would be the Allman Brothers, and I think the Doors. They're more bluesy album. That song "Riders on the Storm."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that is where the musical birth happened. Mm-hmm. And from that, because I had access to a piano, I just started to write songs in second grade. And I'd write them on piano. And then over the course of several years of just growing up, I learned how to accompany myself and sing and play at the same time, which was really difficult at the time. And then just figuring that out. Yeah. Country really, I think, in its prime came to me via Shania Twain.
Yeah.
And Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
And hearing them and hearing the music. And it wasn't so much about the lyrics because I didn't understand them at the time.
Right.
Because I couldn't relate. But it was the feeling. Mm-hmm. It was, this feels good. This makes me want to have the windows down. This makes me want to dance. This makes me want to cry. This makes me sad. This makes me feel nostalgic. All of those things and emotions is what country music made me feel. And it was because not only were the lyrics at the time, which I didn't know, speaking truth, but the actual music was speaking truth. The guitar solos, the cadences, the rhythm, the melodies, all of that was truth. And the emotion in the vocals, you could really hear and feel. Yeah. So I would say that is something that has really stuck with me throughout my entire time doing music.
I definitely feel like when you're young, super young, growing up and a song hits you or you fall in love with an artist, it's sort of, I don't think you could ever take that part of your identity away and the feeling it gave you. I mean, it just leaves such a mark that it's no surprise you're doing what you're doing now. And so did you know, you were like, I'm going to be doing this the rest of my life?
I didn't know. All I knew was I loved to perform. There was no definitive, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I do this, or what am I supposed to be, or what I didn't really have an answer for that. I just knew that I loved to be performing. I loved to sing.
Yeah.
That was just, and what a beautiful thing, right? Like, you just know that you love to do this.
Yeah.
So following that dream, that passion, without thinking about, well, how do I make it work?
Right.
That was step 2. But step 1 was, what do I love?
Yeah.
And figuring that out.
Yeah. So, okay, so you grew up in Virginia, and then
Until 5th grade, and then we moved to Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
And then...
Okay, wait. I didn't know any of this. Oh my gosh. See, I feel like I'm finally getting to know you like much more than I already do. So this is exciting.
We moved to Japan.
Okay.
It was a really wild experience because we traveled all over Southeast Asia. I became this little mini adult in 5th grade. I was taking the subway by myself.
Oh my gosh.
We were, me and my friends would go out to the movies on the weekends. In 6th grade, by 7th grade, we were taking overnight trips together. We were going to Tokyo Disneyland. I mean, it was very much like you are now an adult. And
so what prompted that? Like parent job?
My dad's a chemical patent attorney. And so he had an offer to move to the office there in Japan. And so me, my little sister, and my mom all moved to Tokyo.
That is such a cool experience. So how long were you there?
We were there for 4.5 years.
Wow. So are you like fluent in Japanese or
No,
anything?
but like I'm a good mimic, so I could like fool you.
Wow. That's so neat. I did not know that. So, okay. So after Tokyo, then California, or?
Then we came back to Virginia, and I was in high school, and then I went to Virginia Tech. And then after Virginia Tech, my last year in college, I just had this travel bug because, again, I went from like traveling wherever I wanted to and taking the subway, and we would take trips as a family all over the world. And then back to Virginia, where my mom has to drive me to the mall. And like, I can't take the subway.
Right.
I'm not close enough to a metro. I am... that's my world.
I mean, they couldn't be more different.
It was very depressing. And then going to Virginia Tech, and then the last year in college, doing music. I was always auditioning for like a cappella groups or trying to get into the School of Music. That's where they accepted me at Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay.
So I was in English. I was studying 2 degrees or trying to get 2 dual degrees, music and English. And so the School of Music there accepted me, as did the school, I guess, liberal arts.
Okay.
And I was auditioning for a cappella groups, and I kept getting denied.
Yeah.
And so a couple girls and I started our own. And Sensations, it's still at Virginia Tech today, which is really fun. I was auditioning for a band. It reminds me of a TikTok trend I've seen recently that I'm going to be putting together this week, where it's like, I'm resisting the urge to tell my 2nd grade teacher that I actually get paid to talk for a living, like from the publicists.
Yeah.
And this one will be resisting the urge to inform my vocal professors that, like, despite them failing me in vocal performance, I still get paid to sing for a living. Doing that, I think it'll be funny. But studied vocal performance. I was failed in vocal performance. Well, no, they were right. I wasn't in the practice room. I wasn't studying my classical pieces. I wasn't putting in the effort and care and finesse that it needed to be a classical singer, because I was like, well, I'm good enough. I can skip the rules.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
It also wasn't exactly what I wanted to be singing.
And also, when you're an artist, though, I feel like you start to pick up on, wait, like how I do this on my own is sort of nothing that anyone could teach me. Like and that's what makes me different. You know what I mean? Like, did you have that at all?
And you cannot have that kind of, what they would call that in music school, in classical music, would be arrogance.
Yeah.
To have that, because you are studying the greats, the classical singers, you are studying opera. I was trained in opera. Yeah. So, and in classical art, singing arias. Actually, I can't say opera because they would be like, no, you weren't. You didn't. We tried and you failed. Yeah. But I wouldn't practice. I would not put in the effort to practice these classical Italian, German, French pieces. Yeah. But what it did do was afford me the ability to practice my craft on piano more. I had to switch my instrument to piano just to pass because vocally I was failed. So I had to figure out. So I was failed from vocal performance, and they wanted to prevent me from getting a music degree altogether. But there was a loophole. Where I could talk to the dean and at the School of Music and have my own curriculum approved. So I put together a course curriculum and I created my own major, still there today, called musical analysis. And that is how I got my degree in music.
This is surprising, but I'm so excited to be learning about it right now. That's crazy. Okay, so Virginia Tech, and then do you eventually, like right after that, move to California?
My last year in college, I went abroad because I wanted to get out of the United States for a period of time. I didn't know where I wanted to go at first, but I remember taking a trip with my family to Italy, and I loved Florence. And because I knew how to sing in Italian, French, German, whatever, I could also pronounce it. And as singers, we are excellent mimics. So I was like, I could learn how to speak Italian. No problem. So I applied for an internship at a television station in Italy, making it work with my major, got a scholarship through the School of, or through English, my other major, and also married it to my other musical analysis degree to come up with a thesis of setting poems and English poetry, Italian poetry to music, and then studying that in Italy. I don't know how I passed that, but for some reason it worked.
Oh
and I got the credits, and I went over.
This is where your figure it outness.
It was figuring it out. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I got to figure it out. And I figured out music was my passion while I was there, but I also loved it. At the TV station, I ended up I'm going to say weaseling my way on air because I pleaded with them, please just let me do it on air. But you don't speak Italian. That's okay. I can sing, so I can memorize lyrics. So I can speak anything. So I just memorized my Italian script and I reported on air in Italian. And it was wild. And then at night, I found this country blues jam place. It was like at a jazz club. They had like a country blues night, and it was all hidden. And I would go there and I would ask, "Posso cantare stasera? May I sing tonight?" And they said, "Well, what do you want to sing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'll make it up." And I created like a band in Italy, and then we toured at night, and we would go to different cities in Italy. And then by day, I was reporting on air, and I was working on the TV station. And then my year was up, and I was so sad to leave, but I had to. And I moved back to Virginia to graduate at Virginia Tech. And then from there, I was like, well, my dad was like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I really love music. He's like, well, I think TV might be your thing because you were doing TV over there. So I ended up getting a job hosting a TV show for PBS. So I hosted a TV show for PBS.
This is wild to me. I'm like, this is the best story. Okay.
But it was a music TV show.
And where was it based?
It was based in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And I would interview international artists and also just artists that were national artists as well that were coming through and playing at 930 Club or the festivals. And one of them was Sarah McLachlan. And then I produced a piece on her and what she had done because I was really interested in her history of Lilith Fair. And we talked, and I met Terry McBride from Network, her label.
Okay.
And we chatted, and I was like, I have a record and I'm working on music. And she's like, oh, then why are you doing this? I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. And then randomly out of the blue, wait, you know who else I interviewed? Will Hogue. He came through to 930 Club. So that was really cool to interview him. And I ended up getting a call from this woman who was a talent buyer for the Apollo Theater in New York. And I didn't really know what that was, but they had this show called Showtime at the Apollo, which I remember my grandma talking about, but I didn't really know what it was. And it was apparently a singing show, a singing competition show. And this woman was like, hey, we want you to come out and sing Aretha Franklin, Chain of Fools. We've heard you play around town in Virginia. And I was like, okay. And I went, and you get on stage and they literally boo you. That's what it is. That's what the show is about, booing you to get you off stage. And in this moment where I'm standing on stage and I'm singing Aretha Franklin, Chain of Fools, and I'm this small little white girl, singing this powerful woman song. And it just clicked in me where people were booing me, and I just looked everyone in the eye, and I was like, I will win you over by the end of this 4 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And I won. I just got them up off their feet
How do
and
I
went
not
from
know this?
booing to cheering. And
That's
it was like
amazing.
this moment of, I can do anything. If I
Yeah.
can do this, I can do anything.
I mean, I feel like that's what just watching you are undeterred. You're like, I know what I want and I'm going to go get it. Like,
Yeah.
and I love that about you. So that was really the moment that you felt that confidence.
I was
in
so
that?
empowered.
That's
And
so
I was like,
cool.
I can do anything I want. If I can get these people that are booing me
Yeah.
off their feet and turn the boos into cheers,
Yeah. That's so cool.
I can do anything.
That's incredible. Okay. So you do Apollo and then
Come back, and I
okay.
talk to my boss, and he says, why are you here in Virginia?
Yeah.
And I then also was around a lot of people that weren't creative as far as music goes. And I was writing songs and I was creating. And there was a choice. My band had since moved to Nashville, that were in Virginia.
Oh.
And I was thinking, that's a little too close to home. I need to go somewhere where like Italy, I need to be thrown in where it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
And I'm going to swim. I'm going to swim. I'm going to swim. I'm going to swim. And so I picked LA. No family. Didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Had no idea what I was doing. Let's just drop me in and see what I do.
Yeah.
And from there, it was tough. It was not easy. I was rebuilding myself, what I'd already built in Virginia, into what I was building in California.
Yeah.
And there I created a name for myself. I also, for the first time, had to get a real full-time job to support myself. I didn't have my family to fall back on. I didn't have any sort of income.
Right.
I was broke. I was thinking I'm going to be on the street soon.
Yeah.
And a job came out of the blue as I was applying and like crying and extremely depressed, to work in finance.
Oh my gosh.
I never studied finance. I didn't know the first thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
But my dad, he built computers when I was a kid for IBM. And so I have a really good understanding of programs or just like technology or learning programs.
Yeah.
And so when I interviewed for the position, I just said, I have no interest in becoming a CPA or, being whatever this job entails, but I am extremely brilliant and bright, and I can learn any sort of computer system that you put in front of me. I'm a musician. I want to be performing. I don't have that luxury right now because I can't figure out how to make money. And they hired me. And so I worked in finance for 3 years. And during that time, I took time off and did my music, and I was still playing. And as I was playing at Hotel Cafe and all these other little venues around California that you know well, I got a call from a talent buyer who said, hey, I need a female artist to open up a string of shows for Leann Rhymes. And she needs to be country. And at the time, I wasn't really identifying myself as country. Yeah. I was just like, I just sing. I just do music. I'm an independent artist. And I remember calling him back and I said, well, is this a joke?
Yeah.
And he said, no. I said, okay, well, I want you to know that I'm from Virginia and I am very country and I'm the perfect girl for the job.
Yeah.
And that is how I really had the door open for me in country music.
Wow.
That was through Leann Rhymes. And it was the first time that I got a standing ovation for my songs. It was the first time I sold $1,500 in merch after a show.
Wow.
It was the first time I was actually making money with my music. And
so do you keep in touch with her at all?
No, we don't really. After that, it was very, I barely spoke to her. It was just I was just this little scared thing.
Sometimes I feel like when you open for people, you don't even get to meet them.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Depends on
a lot of times, unless you make that happen yourself.
Yeah.
And I was too timid and too shy and too green to understand how. I mean, I wanted to, and I was like, "Hey, can I meet you? Hey, can I hang out with you?" But I wasn't. The chill factor didn't exist. It was hyper. I'm so excited to be doing this. How can I spend more time with you? How can I? And in those situations, the chill factor is what gets you asked back.
No, but I'm sure you'll cross paths again. Not that it even matters, but I'm sure you'll run into each other. But I do feel like life kind of sends you opportunities that it informs the rest of the path, which is crazy. I felt that too, where I didn't know if I was even doing country, but then it was I guess I'm country. Everyone's saying I'm country, but so from there, did you kind of dive into country, or was it just?
So I'd always been a very Shania Twain,
Right.
Tim McGraw
Right,
girl,
right, right.
Faith
Yeah.
Hill. Like
Yeah.
that was always what I listened to and what
Yeah.
made me happy.
Yeah.
Of course, there was always pop music, there was always
Yeah.
rap music, there was everything,
Yeah.
R&B, like all the things just kind of mixed together.
Yeah.
But what made me the happiest in the way that I was writing and the way that I was singing,
Mhm.
the truth that I wanted to tell through my songs and my stories was specifically and uniquely country.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about country music is
Right.
we write truth.
Mhm.
We write, I mean, in my 30s, that is the most country song, the most relatable. It is so country, however we want to say it,
Yeah.
because it is speaking your truth and it is telling
Yeah.
a story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to be from the South
Right.
or the West or
Yeah.
wherever
Yeah.
just to write a country song.
Yeah.
Country is truth.
Right.
It's what we speak from our souls. It's what we know from our emotions.
Yeah.
It's not about where we're from or how thick our accent is.
Right. Agreed. So I know you've been in Nashville full time, like for several years now, but did you?
It'll be 2 in May.
2 in May. Oh, okay. I thought it felt longer than that. I don't know.
I've been coming back and forth for a while.
And we met. I don't even remember how we met, but maybe 2022 we met and we wrote over Zoom.
Oh, yeah. So that was when I was
And
still, I think, in California.
I think you were. So now that you had your California experience, now you're in Nashville. Do you love living in Nashville?
I love it.
You do.
I'm busy every day, every night. There's
Yeah.
something always going on.
You're the hardest working woman in Nashville, I think.
Thank you. I think we all work really hard.
Everybody, you have to work hard to do this. But like last night, for example, you were literally performing at the Nashville Predators.
Yes, I was playing at Bridgestone Arena.
Playing
That
at
was
Bridgestone.
wild. It was really cool.
And you just announced a tour, right? Not
Yes,
too long ago.
I did.
Okay.
It is literally just a string of dates.
Yep.
That looks like a glorified tour.
You're underselling it.
No, that's
I
what
know
it
you.
is.
I know
I just those are the dates that
Yeah.
it looks, feels, appears like. That's
is.
what, and it is. I
Yeah.
mean, it is every aspect of that. There's lots
Yeah.
of dates in between. There's more dates that are being added.
Yeah.
And I'll put up a new poster soon. I just wanted to get that one up because I was so proud about Bridgestone.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Bridgestone is so exciting. And had you played there before? I thought maybe you had played there.
I did a Preds Fest over
Okay.
the summer, but that was outdoors.
Oh,
This one was
okay.
actually in the arena,
Amazing.
and that was cool. And my band was so hyped about
So
it.
cool. I
It
saw
was fun.
Haley posted, you like shouted out her daughters. or
Oh,
something?
yeah. So she had reached out about a cooking show.
Okay.
And so we had started chatting. And
Yeah.
then she reached out to me and said, "Oh, I just saw you're going to be singing at Bridgestone. We're going to
Yeah.
be there. I'll be with my 2 girls for
Yeah.
the Predators. And they love Got It From My Mama."
Right.
I said, "Well, what are their names?" And she said, "Oh, here's their names. They're 8 and 10. And I was like, "That's great. Be around for the first intermission." And then I said, "Are there any moms out there?"
Yeah.
I know that there's at least one really special one, Haley, or I'd said there's one really special mom out there because Grace Ann, I think, and Franny
Yeah.
really wanted me to sing Got It From My Mama because they love their mom so much. So this
That's
goes out
sweet.
to you 2 girls.
I love that.
And then the girl who does all the Predator stuff, she actually got them 2 little gift bags with like stuffed animals. And so we delivered them during
That's so
intermission,
sweet.
like the next one. It was
So this all happened last night and I saw it right away this morning.
Yeah.
And are you, because you text me at like midnight or something.
I was running footage.
So did you like edit everything and have that ready to post this morning?
There was one that I did right after
Yeah.
sound check
Yeah.
that I edited last night and posted this morning. And then today, after our podcast and when I have to get ready, I'm singing the anthem at the rodeo in Murfreesboro tonight. To get ready for the anthem tonight, I will go through all that footage.
That's what's incredible. Like, I mean, the fact that you were performing last night, not only performing, but you had it filmed and you edited it yourself.
Yeah.
Edited it yourself.
That's what we all do.
I know, but sometimes I like fall off with that stuff. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I mean, obviously I'm doing this podcast and I have to edit it, but to be in the moment and doing it,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm just very impressed by you.
Thank
You're
you.
inspiring me.
Thank you very much.
I think you'll be like, I think Emma's obsessed with me by the end of this podcast. But so that's crazy. So that had to be really exciting. How many songs did you get to do?
I got to do 6 total.
Amazing. Okay.
I squeezed in 7, but yeah.
Love it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you just also released a new song called Heartbeat.
Yes.
I am more familiar with Girl Math, but I was listening to Heartbeat this morning. It sounds awesome.
Thank you.
So when did that come out? Like a week ago?
Yeah, a week and a half ago or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, a week ago.
And are you releasing an album or is it like
I
singles
will.
right now?
So I'm very excited because I have a piece coming out, like a biography piece in Rolling Stone coming
Amazing.
out
Okay.
at the end of this month.
Yeah.
And it talks about my release strategy where like I'm just releasing singles every 4 to 6 weeks, just as they come, the things that I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, it'll be an album with
Yeah.
other songs that people haven't heard, but these specific songs I'm very excited to release.
I think that's the way to go. I feel like your film and TV success has been so cool to see. And I wondered if you could talk a little bit about Yellowstone. And for those of you that don't know, she's had several songs in Yellowstone.
5 songs on Yellowstone, one just recently on Landman, and there's
On Landman,
another one coming up that I'm not allowed to say, but
Okay.
I'll have another one.
And from what I understand, you've found these opportunities yourself. Like you didn't go through an agency or anything like that, right?
I got lucky and met a music supervisor at a birthday party,
Okay.
and we kept in touch.
Yeah.
And she reached out to me when Yellowstone was first starting.
Wow.
And then I didn't get anything in season 1, but then I got 2 songs in season 2 and then started to get more and more.
Amazing.
And again, the chill factor is such a big thing.
Yeah.
I reached out. I wasn't too crazy with like, hey, I wrote this. It's like, hey, here's some stuff I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Would love for you to take a listen.
Yeah. And I do feel like meeting people in person in a way that's not, because I send a lot of cold emails and I know it's not the best route to take, but unless I'm standing in a room with somebody, it's sort of my only route. So I'm like more proactive in that way. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like, oh, it's kind of a waste of time because the best way to do it is to be at a birthday party or to like, but then it's luck too because
It
you don't
is
know who's
luck,
going to be there.
but also you just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like the thing about energy and having this vibration and this frequency of confidence and believing in yourself and happiness and like having an aura and having that light around you attracts other people.
Yeah.
And that is something that I feel that I am naturally. And when I'm in a good place, it's even brighter. I remember the guy who did the Smokey the Bear voiceover, because I also did voiceovers in LA.
Oh,
I did
okay.
voiceovers for like Disney TV shows.
Yeah.
It was really fun. And this voiceover actor, we were sitting in the room at William Morris and we were going in to do like tape auditions. And I said, wow, Smokey the Bear, it's like an incredible, iconic voice.
Yeah.
He said, the thing about it is I always imagine myself as a light bulb. And the closer that I get to the meeting or the audition or the party or the performance, I get brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until I'm shining up and lighting up the entire room. And that I took to heart and practiced that every single time. And sometimes I forget, and I'm glad that I said it to remind myself.
I'm so glad you said
to
it.
do that, because that is something that I have taken with me to every single performance.
Yeah.
And recently, and even more so now, I have unlocked this level of confidence on stage where
I saw you post about that.
the stage is mine. This, for this amount of time that I'm given it, this is now my audience, and I'm right back at the Apollo where I'm looking at people that are unsure and I'm turning them into fans.
That's so important. And I'm so glad you brought that up because creating the energy that you want to receive, basically, I think so many people, including myself, like your anxieties or your insecurities, doubts, whatever, can kind of take over and you forget a simple trick like that, or you forget that you're manifesting things too.
I think one of the reasons why we get anxiety is because, of course, anxiety is different for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not for me to say what your anxiety is. For me, I know what helps me is my anxiety comes out when I'm not prepared. But when I am prepared and I practice, and I love practicing, I am crazy in that way. I am literally insane. I love to practice because I want to be and give the best part of myself. And when I am up there, I want to be on autopilot. So I'm not thinking about the words. I'm not thinking about, am I picking up the mic? Am I moving this way? Am I moving this way? I want to be fluid and a free spirit. I want to hop up on that stage and I want to give the best performance I possibly can.
Yeah.
I want to be thinking about, how am I going to hit this note? How am I going to support this note?
Yeah.
How is this going to come out? How am I going to make people feel chills when they hear this?
Yeah.
And that's something that I can control.
Right.
If I'm not thinking about, what are the words? What happens next?
Right.
Prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
What do they say? Competence builds confidence or something. I love that quote too, because it's so true. It's like being super prepared will quiet any doubt.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that light bulb thing, and I hope other people listening do too, because if you are in the thick of some kind of anxiety, I think to remember just that whole thing you said about being the light bulb and being the energy that
Being
you want
the light bulb and
Yeah.
shine the brightest, but you must be prepared to be the light bulb.
Yeah.
You can't just say, okay, shine bright. I'm having anxiety. Shine bright.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to get yourself to the place of,
Yeah.
I'm ready to shine.
Yeah. I love that
And-
so much.
I'm ready to shine.
I feel like sometimes people hold themselves back because it's like either they're not ready or they don't have the confidence yet. Was there ever a point for you where you dealt with that, where you're like, you didn't know how to turn that switch on, like these light bulb references?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
didn't know the lights, the metaphors for the lights. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know. It's ring time. You got to spend time doing it.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work and effort.
Yeah.
You got to put in the time of doing the 4-hour bar gigs to realize, wow, I can't do a 4-hour bar gig.
Yes.
That's hard. That's too difficult. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that to myself anymore.
Right.
But you build the stamina
Right.
so that you can do a 3-hour bar gig.
Yeah.
And then you do the 3-hour bar gig and you hang out with people that don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
And you figure out a way to make them listen to you.
Yeah.
And you get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, and you wake up every single day saying, I love this. Let's do it again.
Yeah. I love that.
And that
so
is
much.
that is the musician's disease.
Yeah.
That is our toxic trait.
I
We get
know.
knocked down a million times, and yet we still wake up every morning saying, let's do it again.
It is crazy. I mean, for me, it's always been like, it's not like I chose music. I always tell people, I'm like, it chose me, and I'm just like following directions. And that's sort of one way to put it. But for me, that's how it feels. It feels like, well, if I'm not doing this, then I'm not living in line with my truth, And I think that allows you as a musician to deal with so much rejection and maybe not having as stable of a life as other people. I think like just that knowing in you is what helps you handle all of the difficulties that will arise in music. Can you talk a little bit about your viral TikTok song, Got It From My Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
How did that all happen? Like I remember it was like Mother's Day release because I was like, oh, I have a song coming out Mother's Day too.
So again, knowing people and putting the puzzle pieces together and asking.
Yeah.
For that, the song had come out a year prior and maybe 2 years prior.
Okay.
And it had some virality, but it was nowhere near what had actually happened.
Mhm.
Sound On had just come out with their distribution services.
Okay.
A friend that I had met because I was doing social media for Stagecoach when I had played there the year prior.
Mhm.
She had just started working for the distribution company
Wow.
Sound On, which
Mhm.
was TikTok's parent
Distro.
distro. TikTok was the parent company of the distribution company.
Mhm.
And I said, hey, I have this song and I would love to do some sort of Mother's Day programming.
Yeah.
Do you have any campaigns that you think this would be good for?
Yeah.
Because it already had some virality.
Yeah.
And here's what I'm thinking. And
Yeah.
people have been using it to celebrate their moms or their daughters or their weddings
Yeah.
or doing a mother-daughter dance or their mother just passed away.
Yeah.
And it was, or they wish that they had a better relationship with their mother. It was like across the gamut. It was really interesting to see how people were using the song. And she said, well, let me like send it to the team and see
Yeah.
what they think. And she said, you know what, we're going to run with this. And because you're doing this through our distribution, we will put this forth to all of our creators, our creator team, and say, we'll put it in a batch of songs
Yeah.
that they can use
Yeah.
for Mother's Day. So Got It From My Mama was like one of 3 songs that they sent out to their influencers.
I feel like you're really sharing your trade secrets right now.
What's
which
not a
is-
trade secret?
Not a trade secret, but like it's cool that you're being transparent about it because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people who are artists or not, like you don't really know because do you have a team that we were kind of talking about?
It's because the team does that for them.
Right. So, and what's so cool is that you've made so much happen on your own, connecting the dots yourself. And
Because no one else is going to do it.
and no one else is going to do it. And also, by the way, if you go on TikTok and you look at your page and your music, I mean, you're outperforming major label acts in that regard in terms of like how like
Some of them.
some of them. I just think it's really impressive, and I think it's inspiring. I think the reason I'm like hammering on this is because it's inspiring because you've made this happen yourself, and I feel like people can learn from that and realize, and maybe their spirits can be lifted because you're an example of somebody who's connected the dots yourself and made things happen yourself, and it just shows there's really no limit to like what you can do, even if you don't have a team or a major label deal or whatever. So it's just really super cool.
Thank you.
And I'm going to keep saying that. I guess two last things I wanted to ask you. Do you have any advice for artists starting out or people that feel stuck?
Show up.
Yeah.
Show up. Do what you say you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Come with a plan. Think about things. Research them. Practice.
Yeah.
If you love it, give it the attention that it deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Put in the time. Put in the effort. Put in the work. Work on yourself. Do what makes you happiest.
Yeah.
If music makes you more sad than happy, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
But if music makes you equally as happy as it is sad, then you're an artist.
I love that.
And you can balance. It's about balance.
Yeah. Yeah. And have you had moments of like, questioning whether you want to keep going? Have you ever had moments like that? I mean, I know I have, but I always end up like, yeah, I want to keep going. I love it,
It's always, and let me touch on the sadness too, because when I said if you're more sad than you are happy in music, like maybe you should evaluate whether or not. I say that knowing that when you are singing sad girl country or sad girl songs or whatever, right, it also makes you happy.
Yeah.
Like there is a therapeutic, there is such a therapeutic thing about singing a song and sobbing while you're singing it because it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So, I go through periods of time where I feel so bad for myself. I'm like, how come this hasn't happened yet? How come this hasn't happened yet? And now I actually don't ask myself that anymore. It's, I will make this happen on my own. Because I spent a lot of time saying, woe is me. And I feel like that was wasted time when I could have just been working on myself.
Well, I mean, from the outside looking in, I feel like, again, you keep it moving. I don't think you spend too much time in the pity party, but everybody does. And I know I have.
I have my pity party moments. And you asked me about, was there ever a time where I said, I'm done? When it comes down to it, the answer is, the choices are music or death.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not doing music,
I know.
If I am not doing music or living for my sister, because I love my little sister so much, then I don't know why I'm on this earth.
Yeah. I love that.
And that is so, so true.
So what about when you say living for your little sister, can I ask, can you go into detail?
She was really sick for a long time, and she ended up having to have her colon removed. And it was a really terrible process, and we almost lost her a couple times. It got really bad. And during that time and then like cancer scares that ended up not being cancer, but being told that she has stage 4 cancer. And just, it has been a roller coaster of that. Wow. And all throughout that in those periods of time, I could not do music because I only wanted to focus on her.
Yeah.
So she actually comes before music for me.
Yeah.
So if she is sick, and thank God she's healthy and she's good, but when she wasn't, nothing musically could help me.
Yeah, I get that. Wow. I feel like I've learned so much about you. I think I want to end with, I hate to even go to, was there a time when you questioned it? But I think for me and other artists, I think so many times when you meet people in the world who think it's such a long shot dream. I feel like I'm constantly contending with that. Like even after doing this my whole life, I'm constantly, you go to family parties and it's a a question that you're triggered by like someone in your family or a friend of a friend that you grew up with. You know, I mean, I've had friends' parents ask me when you're going to get a real job. Like that kind of stuff I'm constantly contending with. And so I ask, you know, are there times, because I know there's a lot of adversity in just waking up and deciding to do it. And I hope people listening like know that even people like you and I, like we experience that too, but I do sense from you this incredible like determination and almost like blinders on, where like the booze at the Apollo, you're like, I'm not letting this touch me or get into it doesn't affect you.
Yeah. I've gotten so strong.
It's so cool.
That
It like literally gives me
doesn't-
goosebumps. Yeah, it's
That's
really
fun.
neat. And it's like, oh, that's a choice. Like I can choose to treat it that way. I just think it's so cool. So I guess I want to end with bucket lists. Like if you could manifest a tour or be opening for someone or be on your own tour, like what's like a bucket list thing or thing that you want to happen ASAP?
Bucket list venue is Red Rocks.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Also very looking forward to whenever it happens, the Opry.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But Red Rocks and Hollywood Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
I want that. And performing last night at Bridgestone was like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
I could be on a tour and I could be doing this every night, supporting whoever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not big enough to do that. I don't have the ticket sales to do that. But
well, I feel like an opener, you should absolutely
as a support act on something like that, yes. Like that is what I want. I want to be on the road. I want to be doing that.
Yeah.
Other bucket list items, being a character on one of the shows that I have so many songs on.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, yes.
It's been really, really exciting. This past September, I opened up for Billy Bob Thornton. And through that, we became friends and just recently started writing music together.
Yeah.
So that has been a really fun experience. And just working with the entire team there and doing more things. I'll be performing at Taylor Sheridan's Ranch for Bosky Live in September this year, September 12th.
Wow.
So that'll be really special. And trying to get involved more with that. So touring, and I also want to be acting.
Amazing.
I want to go back to that where I initially started on camera.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all going to happen for you. I know it is. Thank you for coming. And where can people find you if they are not already following you?
Find me on Instagram, TikTok.
What's your handle?
At Dani Rose.
At Dani Rose. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.